to Finding Calm in the Chaos. I am Denise Sith, and this is my podcast. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Finding Calm in the Chaos. I'm Denise, and I'm really back this time, my friends. I'm sorry. Here's another one of those situations where I literally just recorded like the first half of the podcast, and then Peter did something ridiculous, and I lost all of my recording. So I'm doing it again. Patience. Now we're going to talk about that later on in this month as well. So today's episode, first off, I'm going to go into some serious information. There's a lot of misinformation going around right now, such as, life, when things change and things are different. And, if you are listening to this and you're not from the United States, then, we've just had an administration change in our presidency, and change is happening. And, a lot of people are resistant to change, or they don't understand what's going on, or in some instances, they choose not to understand what is going on. And that's okay, because we can all have our beliefs and opinions. But after, in the end, everybody can have a belief and an opinion, but facts are facts. And so I'm going to go through some of those today. But I'm going to talk about how I am again. Like, honest to gosh, you guys don't even, I try to explain to the people in my household how, there is a flow to speaking on a podcast, and you can't duplicate that when you have to re-record something. And so that's why I went with the, when Buster would go off on his barking binges, that I would just pause it until he was done. Usually I would try to have to stop and what could you hear? I don't even bother with that anymore. I don't even have to bother with it. It's whatever. There, So I was going to talk about this incredible ick and sickness that I've had since the day I left co-op. So we have a homeschool co-op that we go to, and I got incredibly sick the last day, because I'm a volunteer. You volunteer in the class as parents so that, it's just how it's done in a co-op. And so, I'm in a class with 6-year-olds, and, we do art. And they were openly coughing and sneezing in my face. And I was like, this is freaking awesome. I'm so going to get sick. And I was sick by that evening. It got really bad the day before Christmas, of course, right? Because I have things to do. And then I thought it would go away, but over New Year's, I was even sicker. And then I couldn't go to some of our games, our hockey games. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm watching church from home, sitting out in the atrium. It's just insane how long it took me to get rid of all this ick. Legitimately, I had at one point a upper respiratory infection and a sinus infection. Those I usually get in the winter. So I just took my regular protocol, and that was that, right? But this constant runny, itchy, almost painful eye, runny nose, cough, the cough that would not go away. At one point, I coughed so hard all through the day that I felt like somebody had broken my ribs. It was insanity. I couldn't sleep. Well, I don't sleep sitting down, laying flat anyway, but the fact that I had to sleep sitting completely upright or in a chair is I don't sleep well enough as it is, right? Dozing off during the day, complete fatigue because my body's fighting everything, multiple autoimmune diseases. So it's oh God, it couldn't catch a break. It wouldn't stop. And then there were few instances in January. It was I'm starting to feel better. Thank goodness. And then my, body, this ick is nope. The viral strain was nope, slap her in the face again. And it got to the point where sometimes I had a voice, sometimes I didn't have a voice. Sometimes it was squeaky, sometimes it cut in and out, sometimes it was nothing at all, sometimes it physically hurt to talk, but no strep, no flu A, no flu B, no flu, all that stuff, nothing, just a viral ick. It's just, it was daunting to say the least, but it was exhausting as well. And so finally, this last week, I finally felt better. I am actually know that my body is still recovering because I'm falling asleep during the day. So as soon as I sit down to I never sit. Y'all know me by now. But when I do sit to either do like my Italian or to do, I'm studying Italian still, been doing it for 2 years now. And I'm like graduating, very proud of myself. I've literally graduated out of Duolingo, not just regular Duolingo, but I went through and redid it all and went legendary. That's what they call it. If you know, you know. And so now I'm in just daily refresher in Duolingo. They give me something, but I've had to move on to another book. And then I also watch a YouTube channel, and I'm also I'm basically immersing myself in Italian things. So I'm watching Italian movies on Netflix. I'm reading Italian. I'm listening to Italian music, just anything I can to get it in, because no matter how many programs you use, unless you're physically using the language actively, there is this stunt in the brain where you can't form. You know all the words, right? Because I'm taking the tests and I'm passing them all with 100%. But I cannot form the words. And that is the next step to language, right? I'm 56 years old this year. There's no way. I need all of these things, right? And that's how you learn. So I found this amazing guy on YouTube. He's awesome. And so I'm kind of following his method and doing some of my own stuff as well. And then my friend in Rome has been helping me. She's going to be texting me. I told her only in Italian. Don't text me in anything but Italian. I'm going to text you stuff, and I'm just going to chit chat with you and send you my thing for the morning, a check-in, a summary. And then when you get off work, right back to me in Italian, and I will figure it out, and I'll start all over again. No translate, no nothing. It all has to be done manually. So that's what I'm doing. The good thing is that now when she sends stuff back in short little words, I already know what it is. So I understand the written form in short text. And then in the longer text, I can pick out the words that I know what they mean. And then the ones I'm not so sure or just kind of blank out, because that happens all the time as well, because it's my brain. Welcome to postmenopause. That will back in as well. So let me get on fit. So I'm doing Italian, and then let me tell you all of the things. I am not getting sick for the rest of this year, my friends. I am on such a huge protocol of supplementation right now. I'm literally capsulating my own oil of oregano and turmeric black pepper, okay? Because I needed the dose I wanted. Plus, I'm taking a NAD precursor. So essentially that means, I don't know the name of it. I don't remember. I'm taking a supplement to help my body produce its own NAD, because that reduces over time. Your body has trouble producing it as it gets older. So I want to give it the help it needs to help keep it producing itself. I'm also taking a multivitamin for my age. Y'all need to do that. If you're not, or it's a gummy, put your big pants on, your adult pants, and take a vitamin for adults that doesn't have sugar in it or is chewable. Stop. And then I also take the Semaine vitamins for female health, meaning that it is a family-owned business of sisters, so by women, for women, and it helps me with hormone control, regulation, and also I have a pre and a probiotic from them as well. It's a lot of pills, okay? And I'm not used to that, so it's insane. And so I'm having to get that all done in between all this other stuff. It's just insane. Plus still homeschooling through all of this, right? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And life is a little crazy for me right now. I'm really struggling. I chose healthy, and so I'm committed to that. But one of the things that I'm struggling with that I'm finding out is not a struggle where I'm alone, which is scary in itself, is something I think really needs to be addressed this year on the podcast. And I'm going to talk about more about that this year, this month even. But we're going to repeatedly go through it this year because I know there are women out there, and I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to feel alone, because we're not crazy. We're doing all the right things, and it's not us. I'm just saying it there. That's all I'm saying right now. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So today the episode is called PHA, and what that means is public health announcement. So this is very, very important because like I had mentioned at the beginning of the podcast is that there are a lot of changes going on right now in America. There's lots of changes happening right now around the country and around the world. I'm going to leave that at that. And it could be, there's some serious things going on right now, my friends. And so I feel like you need to just appreciate the things. I used to be super uber political and emerged and in all the rabbit holes politically, okay, and all of that, right? I'm the conspiracy theorist. I'm well, apparently not anymore. Just saying. But I'm the lady, like most of those people that like, I know what's going on, but I used to dive super deep. And now I've decided that it's really more healthy, because that's my word of the year, to be aware and be educated, but I can't personally do anything more than I already do about these things. So, okay, life goes on, keep moving. It can't consume me. And I'm seeing that some friends are completely consumed with a lot of the rabbit holes and the political things that are going on both sides. If you're in America, on both sides. And it's really scary because they say they're enjoying life, but are you? Because everything you post and everything you do is saturated in this mission. And I just feel like you can't really like enjoy yourself that way. I can't. Maybe they can. I don't know. Right. So I follow a couple physicians online and nutritionists, actual nutritionists, right? They're certified. These people have MDs, blah, 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 blah. And so one of the ones that I saw really did a great job. And I was like, oh God, I had this on my list to talk about. We mentioned it briefly in the original episode that I did this year. The one episode I did this year in January. One of the things we talked about was how right now, there's a current administration through Robert F. Kennedy Jr. stating that he wants to make America healthy again. I think that's amazing. It is amazing. And even if people do not feel that that is a priority or an urgency, or they don't like them, that's okay. Because I feel like if he only gets a handful of what he wants to do to make America healthy again, everyone across the board wins. And that's huge. That's huge, my friends, okay? Especially if you live in America. So there are 12 different things, okay, that I wanted to go through today that RFK Jr. plans to bring about in this transformation to our public health policies here in America, okay? There is a little thing I want to talk about with RFK Jr., okay? Because a lot of people are opposed to him, and I don't really understand that, but I don't really have any say on that one way or another, because I figure if you take the previous individual who held the post that RFK Jr. is being vetted for currently in this administration, I would gladly take health information with hands down from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You know what I'm saying? If you're not sure, look up who the last administration's health advisor was and tell me who you'd rather take. I mean, Robert F. Kennedy is not young. He's not like ancient, but he's in great shape, my friends. That's the kind of person I want health advice from, right? And you're probably like, yeah, well, you're taking advice from this podcaster who's like overweight herself. But I have multiple autoimmune and I eat well. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people have brought that up to me in past. I've gotten all the nasty messages in my inbox about, you seem kind of big to be given health advice. And that, listen, I'm a holistic nutritionist. Okay? I'm retired from the medical field. I live what I teach. I have lived with lupus for 23 years now, and I do it medication free. I can't be all doing that much wrong because most people can't deal with that. And, just because you're thin, I can't believe we still have to say this in today's world. I'm not talking about obesity. Do I feel that I'm healthy weight-wise? You know what? It's working for me, but I am continually losing weight in a slow, snail-like fashion. But it works for me. It's working for me because I'm able to maintain it now. And slowly but surely, it's coming off. And so I want people to just stop saying that just because you're thin means you're healthy. Because the Ozempic craze right now can show you otherwise. It's completely, if somebody is on any kind of semaglutide or any of those new shots for weight loss where it doesn't need to be that, and this whole insanity, I can look you in the eye and just look at you. I can tell you if you had a gastric bypass. I can tell you if you're on Ozempic or semaglutide. I can do all of that just by how you look, because there is this wanness and this gauntness in the face and in the demeanor, and in the skin even has a different tone. It's very evident. It's very evident. So before we jump into doing this public health announcement for everybody, take a quick break for our sponsor.
Hello, I'm Peter Sith, and I'm here to tell you about something you have to have for your kids. My new book, Popcorn World. Peek inside my creative brain and meet Dylan, an ordinary kid who accidentally finds a portal to his new world in his basement while looking for his lost soccer ball. Your kids will totally be able to relate to Dylan and all his emotions, trials, and big act of kindness in my story. I worked on creating this book over the summer with my awesome tutor, Dr. Peterson. She helped me guide me through the parts of my book, and boom, Popcorn World was created. Another cool fact, my mom does all the drawings. Trust me, these pictures and the story are super cool, but you can find out yourself by picking up a copy on Amazon. And it's available worldwide. So even if my family and friends in Slovakia, Canada, Scotland, and Italy can get a copy of Popcorn World. Don't forget the name, Popcorn World. Available on Amazon now. Let's make reading cool.
All right, we're back. Yay. I can hear that every day. Every day. And that ad still gets me. Gets me in the feels, people. Okay. So little background on RFK Jr., okay? So people, he has spent decades fighting for cleaner water, safer environments, okay? And the health of our families, whether you believe it or not, okay? He is known for his work as an environmental attorney and advocate. He's taken on corporations polluting our rivers and industries, jeopardizing public health. He is a standalone great guy, first off, okay? Now, one of the things that I know that he has done is he has this incredible vision to transform our health policies and hold Big Pharma responsible. Okay. I'm just going to say that. And although I personally believe our mainstream media, okay, might try to slow down that confirmation, okay, which they did in addition to the actual panel. Let's kind of review what he's proposing and what's actually at stake. What was at stake by not appointing him? Okay. Now, if any of you guys have seen the questioning, my favorite is the questioning from Bernie Sanders. And if you're a Bernie Sanders fan, hey, you know what? Good for you. You know what? It's not political, but it's facts. And Bernie was basically berating JFK Jr. during his vetting, in which he said, does he really have the people's well-being at heart? And JFK Jr. replied in, the largest kickback person that gets kickbacks from Big Pharma is you. Which is true if you look it up, by the way. He was also, and I forget who it was. I think it was Maxine. Yeah, she's got to retire too. All these old people, like, oh God, like we just need like fresh people, fresh faces, my friends. But we're stuck with what we got, right? We got what we got. Do I wish our current like administration was like younger? Yeah, I really do. But we have no choice, right? You kind of got two things to pick from. There used to be more, but now they just pick ridiculous people as a choice. So they're not really a choice. It's like, this is serious. Why you pick that person to be your candidate? That's ridiculous. Anyway. And then she went on to like start badgering him about, will he promise and like confirm to them that he will not go after the big pharma vaccination companies for all of this, sea garbage that's going down. And he's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking to myself, wait, is she making him we're only going to vet you if you promise not to take down all the vaccine, pharmaceutical companies and manufacturers. Wait, what? Why are we protecting them? That position is to protect the American person, the American people. It has nothing to do with protecting vaccine companies or big pharma or no. Like, why are you asking that question? Why should he promise that? Especially in light of all the medical information and scientific reports that have come out showing what has happened during this last 4 or 5 years. Like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? No, he is not going to promise that. It's insane. Anyway, so here is a breakdown. And let's see, a little disclosure here. What did I write? Oh my God, I hate when I can't read my writing. Oh, why does it say Josh? Thank you. Okay, I got it. All right. So, I found these summaries, on Dr. Josh Axe's Instagram. I like him. He is really good with just doing tons of stuff. And I want to read from him so that you guys know these are his words. They are not mine. I got to take my glasses off. Oh my God, I'm going to take my glasses off. I can't say anything. Okay. So he writes, Dr. Josh Axe, we are living through a historical movement of public health in this country. This is not a partisan issue. Our children's health and future is at stake. They cannot thrive in a world where they are being poisoned left and right through our food, soil, products, and woefully overprescribed medication. The confirmation of RFK Jr. into a place of influence over our nation's public health would be a tremendous step in the right direction. Very few people have committed their careers to uncovering the truth like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., putting his own reputation on the line for the good of the American people. I think that is amazing. That's some paraphrasing. I was trying to like rush it through here. But these are his 12, and I had like 20, but I was finding stuff and like trying to narrow it down. And in all honesty, this post was like beautiful because it really narrowed down and really kind of brought it home for me. So number 1, banning harmful pesticides. Okay. These are things that RFK Jr. is proposing on what he is doing as a benefit or a benefactor of making America healthy again. So toxic pesticides like glyphosate have no place in our food supply. It's everywhere, folks. It's everywhere. RFK Jr. plans to work with farmers to transition to safer practices, protecting our soil, water, and our kids. Guys, when you start using chemicals that are forever in the soil, okay, they're forever. So why are we setting ourselves up in America to not just to not just poison our food supply currently, but to poison our food supply for eternity, right? Let the earth replenish itself. And if you don't know anything about glyphosate, or you're still spraying weeds, with Roundup outside, do some research. It's real bad. It's real bad. And this isn't just people guessing. These aren't like conspiracy theories. These are proven facts. Now, the science that is telling you, there is a lot of science that tells you what is going on with these chemicals, these forever chemicals, these plastics, these glyphosates that are in everything. So banning harmful pesticides, it has to stop. There are better ways, okay? And the problem with the better ways in the current state of where things have come is that we need to start being concerned just about our food and our practices than how much money people could make off of selling us crap food. Anybody who's gone grocery shopping and has spent 60, 75% more on your grocery bill for less food and then to have it go bad in a day if you didn't eat it, you get what I'm saying. It's only going to get worse. And also, the nutritional value in our food today is like 80% less than it was in 1950. Go factor that. 80% nutrientless than it was in 1950. Number two, holding big pharma accountable, because let's be honest, for too long, pharmaceutical companies have operated with minimal oversight, prioritizing profits over safety. And RFK Jr. vows to enforce transparency, eliminate conflicts of interest, and put systems in place. And this is what we need. To me, the most important thing here, besides enforcing transparency, because they're supposed to do that now, but they don't, which is why he has to enforce it, okay? Eliminating conflicts of interest, right? When you have someone who nationally and worldwide platform is telling people they should do something for the greater good of the world, but knows that it is not good for people. That's a problem. It's conflict of interest, okay? Because they made money off of it. Not money, not like chump change. We're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then putting systems in place. We need systems in place. The fact that we have a checks and balances for everything except for our health and food systems is just bananas. BANANAS. There you go. 3, you're welcome. That's going to be in my head all day now, and I hope it's in yours too. Number 3, cleaning up our water. RFK Jr. has fought to protect America's waterways for decades. If confirmed, he aims to remove lead, PFAS forever, which are forever chemicals, and other contaminants from our drinking water, ensuring every family has access. The fact that in America, not every family has access to water should be disturbing enough to you than to have to question anything else about that, right? Just saying. Number 4, empowering natural health. Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Empowering, yes, natural health. Millions of Americans rely on alternative therapies like herbal medicine, acupuncture, and chiropractic. RFK Jr. believes you should have the freedom to choose these options without barriers like legalizing peptides and cell stem treatments, okay? Or stem cell, I should say. I'm sorry. This is huge because if you don't want, this is how I feel about natural, and this is what I do, okay? I go to a doctor once a year to do the labs that I need a baseline on for that year. I choose what labs he's pulling. It's the relationship I have with my doctor. He understands I have zero faith in the medical industry, and rightfully so. I've been misdiagnosed so many times, it's ridiculous. I had a doctor who swore he was the best in the world 2 Septembers ago. Tell me how he could fix my foot. It was no big deal. And now my foot is even worse. Not only is it even worse, more swollen than it was prior, but now I have nothing but numbness in my foot. I would rather have the pain because then I know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? So don't even get me started on that. But I kind of want to compare it to childbirth. I wanted a natural childbirth. Did I get it? No, didn't work out that way. Right? I mean, I predicted it. That's a whole nother story. But I feel that if a mom wants to have a baby at home and she has all of the health in order to do that with a midwife, she should do that. You do it, mama. You want to go to a hospital or a birthing center and bounce on a ball and have a baby in a pool of water? Mama, you do that. I support you. If you want to come in and schedule having your baby by a C-section, I want you to do that. I want that available to you. That is your choice. I also want you to be able to go to the hospital and you've decided that you need an epidural with as many pain meds as possible. In fact, you would probably take a sleeping drug if you could, and then have people wake you up after and show you your baby. I think you should do that too, woman. Okay? That's how I feel. You should do whatever you want and have it available to you. Period. And that's how I feel about holistic health. I think natural and holistic health should be available to everyone if they want it. And I also feel like it should be covered under insurance. Now, for me, I do have insurance coverage for my chiropractic care. It's not really chiropractic, I should say. It's more acupuncture. I see a Chinese herbalist medicine, and it's covered 100% under my insurance. I love it. I freaking love it. And then I pay like a fee for whatever. It's like a monthly, so sort of like a copay visit, but I only pay monthly with her. So that's amazing, right? It should be available. If you want to go get a massage, because that's going to help like your chronic back pain instead of taking pain meds for the rest of your life and developing an addiction and causing problems with your internal organs, I think that should be an option. And I think the insurance companies should pay for that. But right now, there's so many issues because they get kickbacks for writing the prescriptions. Doctors get kickbacks. The insurance companies get kickbacks. There's we have insurance companies telling you when or where or questioning what your doctors are saying and whether or not you can get coverage. And this is wrong, my friends. It is wrong. I do not want some minimum wage person at a health insurance company just questioning what my physician has told me that I needed and I have accepted, and we have bound by a term, right? Because you hire a doctor, he gives you an opinion. If you are like, yep, you know what? I'm going to go with your recommendation. An insurance company should not have the right to deny that because they think it's too expensive or that, I don't know. I don't really like that kind of procedure. We can't really, their typical response is there's no data or medical based evidence to show that that works. So you should do this instead because that's where the money is 100%. Something else. They don't want new stuff. They haven't gotten kickbacks from that yet. Mark my words. Okay, number 5, protecting medical freedom. RFK Jr. is a firm believer of informed consent and your right to make decisions about your body and your family's health. You should be the only person allowed to make choices on what happens to your body. You heard it here. 6, regenerative agriculture. Industrial farming has depleted our soil and stripped nutrients from our food, right? We just mentioned that. So RFK Jr. supports regenerative farming. So practices that rebuild soil health, okay? Increase biodiversity and make food more nutrient dense. So you can't just keep laying. I did not know this. I'm from the city, peeps. When I moved out here and like our backyard's a farm, I did not know. I'm like, why does he plant like this one year and then this year there's something else? And then for 2 years it's this and then 1 year it's this. And it's because he's replenishing the nutrients in the soil by planting different crops that help lay those nutrients down for the next crop for the following year. It's amazing. I did not know that. But in case you didn't, that's super important. In industrial farming, yeah, that doesn't do anything but deplete our soil. 7, strengthening food labeling. No, you know, guys don't even have to get me started on this one, okay? Do you really know what's in your food? No, you do not. You do not. They're like fake meat, glued meat. What is going on right now? Bioengineered food? I don't want this shit. I don't want that shit. That's why we're all sick. RFK Jr. plans to enforce clear, honest labels so you can actually see what's in your food, how it was grown, where it came from. These should be standard things. I mean, you know where your food comes from in Italy. Just saying. And it's insane that we do not know this. Oh, it was bioengineered. This was this there. I won't eat any of that. I will not eat any of that. I don't eat anything in a can. Don't even get me started right now. Baking my own bread. You got to watch, like I drink oat milk because I can't do dairy anymore. We talked about that, right? TMI, not going to go there. But I had to change my oat milk 3 times. Okay? Because they keep disguising crappy rancid oils that they put in there. Okay? And I don't want that for stabilization. So rapeseed oil is indeed vegetable oil. Okay? So rapeseed oil is not good for you. Then I'm like, now what are they doing? Now they're like sunflower oil. I'm like, okay, sunflower. Okay, that's great. And then, another brand said avocado oil. Okay, it's if there was just a study done, a testing of about 18 different avocado oils. And every single one of them came back contaminated with things other than avocado oil. They only had like 5 to 12% avocado oil. The rest was all just rancid seed oils. And I'm like, come on now. So you can't even, so I have great pans right now, so I don't even need oil. But sometimes I like a little crisp. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't use butter, because obviously if you're doing some like heavy frying, you need, if you're doing like pork or something like that, right? You need a heavier oil that can withstand the heat, something with a better heat. I can't think of it, gauge on it. Okay. So I will only use extra virgin olive oil in a tin container, metal container. I said tin, but a metal container only. And it has to be packaged in Italy or Greece. I won't even do the Spain one anymore. Don't ask. It's a personal decision. All right. Number 8, restoring vaccine safety oversight. I'm just going to read it. Vaccines should be held to the highest safety standards. You would think that that's already done, but apparently not. RFK Jr. wants independent, that's real important, transparent oversight to rebuild public trust, ensuring vaccines are rigorously tested for safety and effectiveness. Because, I made it really clear back in the day, I did not get the jab. Okay, we'll call it that. I kind of don't like that anymore, but it just seems like it's a bad word now. I didn't get the jab, but a lot of people that I love close to me have. And I worry for them because a lot of people, for whatever reason, did it because they thought they were doing something good. And instead, they were duped. And it saddens me that there are people that we looked up to and paid that made millions of dollars through that whole ordeal that misled and misguided Americans and people around the world for money, and how many people lost their lives and their health and their well-beings and family members, the fights between family members. That garbage is still happening in America. They still have us divided. It's just unreal. Number 9, addressing chronic disease. Amen. Okay. Autoimmune diseases, diabetes, heart disease, and other chronic illnesses are at an all-time high. Yeah, they are. I'm like an OG with autoimmune. Okay. RFK Jr. aims to tackle the root causes of these conditions through preventative care and education. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that we still do not understand autoimmune, and we're just treating them with drugs and drugs and drugs. And don't worry, there's tons of side effects, but we got more drugs for those. That's why I am drug free. And I will only, you need to, if you can't make a lifestyle sacrifice, knowing that if you continue to eat a certain food or a certain fast food or crappy beverages, if you cannot understand that every time you put that in your mouth and eat it, that you are poisoning your body and bringing you closer to death, because that indeed is what happens when you eat garbage and you don't eat to nourish your body or your disease. If you haven't figured that out yet, then there's nothing you can do. To me, that's kind of like a lost cause thing. But I've seen tons of people be like, I can't control my diabetes. My dad is a perfect thing for this. His blood sugar is all over the place. He could wake up in the morning, my mom said, dizzy as all hell with a blood sugar of 62. Why is this man alive? And then 3 hours later, be at like 2:30. Wait, what? I mean, and still eat a dozen donuts and, a little coffee with a sugar. And not understand, I don't know why I get so dizzy. Really? You don't? And he's not gonna. And you know what? He's over 84. Wait, is he 84 now? He ain't changing. He's not changing. He is going to continue to wonder why his sugar goes from 60 to over 200 while he's dipping his donuts in his sugar with some coffee. There's just that. 10, ending subsidies for junk food. This makes me mad in general, but we talked about this in the past a little bit, even on this podcast. Right now, the government subsidizes processed sugar-laden foods that harm our health. And RFK Jr. plans to shift funding towards real whole foods, supporting farmers who grow nutrient-dense crops. Did you know that when they sit around at the panel that discusses the food pyramid, that one of the, that basically you could pay your way into that. You could pay your way into that. Did you know at a national health conference more than 1 year in a row, the National Health Conference, Food Pyramid, FDA, well, these are the sponsors, right? They are coming in and they want you to learn from the best vendors around. Do you know that McDonald's is always there? Yeah. So gross. Number 11, combating EMF exposure. This is super controversial right now. Because with the rise of 5G, wireless technology, and smart devices, RFK Jr. is sounding the alarm on excessive electromagnetic frequency, which is EMF, in case you didn't know, exposure. He'll push for research, regulations, and public awareness. Because here's the thing. We don't know. And all the current conspiracy theorists, people who will call themselves that, okay, are stating how, like, it's horrible for you. Now, do we know that if you stick a phone to your head for long enough that the waves on it are bad for you? Yeah, we do. Do we know that if you have your wireless router on and there's one upstairs in your bedroom and you have sudden problems sleeping and you don't know why? Did you know if you removed your wireless, your router and just turned it off at night, you'd probably sleep again? Blue light exposure. Do we know that that's a problem? Yeah, we do, scientifically. Microwave waves. Are they really good for you? No, they're not. How do we know that? Because there's science behind it. But if you add is one of those things going to like make or break you? I mean, it depends, I guess, on your health, right? Or your luck or whatnot, right? Genetic pool. However, all of those things together in our house at the same time, constantly running, it's an issue. Now, if you don't think of that even as being an issue, that's great. But for a lot of people, they're super sensitive to it. The smart meters, all of that. Now, I will tell you, if you want to fall down a rabbit hole yourself, look up the studies they did on the new windmills. The big white ones that are like totally hideous, that they're like, we're going to paint these white because nobody will be able to tell they're there. And then they're like big white sore thumbs in landscape now. Those. Find a study that was done, just kind of Google it, on how farmers and the people around those remote places where they started putting those, how they all started getting affected psychologically because there's a low hum to them. And their body was picking up that frequency. And it's pretty scary. And the last one is focusing on environmental health, clean air, thriving ecosystems, and reduced exposure to toxins are non-negotiable. RFK Jr. plans to make environmental health a top priority. If you are in this day and age drinking not filtered water, this is just my opinion, of course. It's my podcast. It's my opinion. If you're still not drinking filtered water, and please don't tell me you drink bottled water. I almost want to take a bottle of, like when people are like, I don't drink like tap water. I only drink bottled water. Why? I don't want to drink bottled water in plastic. I just can't stand it. I cannot stand bottled water unless it's glass. I do like me some glass water. You know what I'm saying? I've never had carton water yet, so I can't tell you. But I usually would just bring my own water. I mean, if I'm desperate and in a punch, yeah, I'm going to buy some Fiji water in the plastic. Fiji water is the best. But like, why are you so concerned about the environment, but you're drinking out of plastic still? Please stop. Please stop. Do you know that like 90% of the plastic we put in recyclable bins is not recyclable? Same with paper. That blew my mind. I'm like, wait, what? What? Like pizza boxes are not recyclable. I did not know that. I did not know that. Just saying. Maybe you didn't either. Maybe you did. You're one step ahead of me. I did not know that. But no, you cannot. Like what else? If you're not filtering, if you don't have an air filter in your house, like some sort of air something. Okay. I have one in like the upstairs and the downstairs. Both floors, because I'm like, it's just, you can't. And it scares me because let me tell you a little story and then we're done for today. I have an air purifier up in my bedroom, right? And so it is I don't know what people call them now. The main, you're not supposed to say master anymore. The master bedroom and master bath. The main bedroom and the ensuite are two different rooms, right? So when so the air purifier is in the bedroom part, right? Where my bed is, it's on the bedside table. And then I'm in the bathroom, the ensuite. So it's connected, right? There's a door, but it's in another room, obviously. So I'm in there. When I blow dry my hair and I turn off the blow dryer, that thing is running. It's normally about maybe 1 or 2 is what the number will be, which is really good because I guess anything under 17 is healthy. So mine's like 1 and 2. So I'm like bonus because I mean, we got Buster, right? If I can keep that at 1 or 2, I'm doing my job cleaning, right? I will tell you that thing is sometimes almost 350 and it's bright red and it's like trying to like suck all of, I don't know, I'm assuming they're VOCs, from the blow dryer, blowing my hair dry. It's insane. And before you say product, no product. And I do use a shampoo bar that's clean, so it has no chemicals in it. So I'm just thinking, wow, like it scares me every time. And I have a friend Hi, Christy. She has one too. I love Sans. Sans is like amazing. So she has a Sans one as well. And she was like, oh my God, the thing went off the other day. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes mine just goes off. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's going nuts. And it's just like, you're like, where did it come from? Anything. It could come from anything. Whether you like, I was testing mine for a while downstairs. So like one time I sprayed Lysol by it because I know Lysol is horrible spray, but I have to spray my garbage can with it. It's an OCD thing. So I take the bag out, they take it out, and then before I put a new bag in, I have to spray it with Lysol. I just have to. I've tried to spray it with other things and it just doesn't work for me. So that is like the only aerosol in my house. So there's that, right? You got to give and take. And so I literally sprayed the inside of the garbage can and the thing is like literally 25 feet away and it went berserko. And I'm like, oh gosh. So now I'm just like, instead of the, whatever. Those are my sound effects for today. And I'm going to leave you with that note. So this note, just know that sometimes we might not understand how our food, our health, our exercise, why you can't lose that last 20 pounds when you're eating so well and you're eating chicken or you put a low fat cheese. Stop. If anything, stop using low fat, sugar free, just low salt. Stop. Just stop. Buy it without it. Buy the real product, the closest source with the less ingredients, and then add a good salt to it. The other day, I saw someone who pretends like he is a nutritionist and a trainer, even though he is not licensed to do any such thing. I keep checking, and some of the stuff he does is quite dangerous. And one of the things he did on a reel was take a handful of pink salt out of a Morton's container and throw it in water, shake it up, and start drinking it. And telling people that that is a healthy electrolyte. Not once did he mention a disclaimer that people with any kind of medication or heart issue or kidney issue or nothing. Okay. And I thought to myself, what kind of he's supposed to be, quote unquote, natural minded. I've reported this man so many times. I don't know what else to do. Cause he is going to kill somebody one day, but he literally was like holding up this Morton's container. And I thought that I wouldn't feed that salt. I wouldn't put that salt outside to melt my snow. That's how bad it is. Why would you put that outside? And it's probably not even Himalayan because people think it's pink. Now they just put anything and color it pink. Be careful. Read your labels. Anything by Morton's is trash. The Morton's girl. She's a hoe. Stop it. So, can't believe I just said that. Well, you know what I'm saying? Stop. And if you still have white salt in your house, please stop and go get yourself a nice sea salt. I like Alessio. That's a great brand. That's where I get my pink Himalayan and also where I get my sea salt because I like the thick coarse salt for like my pasta. You know what I'm saying? There's that. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. Knock on wood, I am healthy. I am back. I will continue to record episodes this month. This is the first one I had scheduled for the month. I have a coffee talk on Saturday, and then there'll be a coffee talk every other Saturday, or I guess they're just episodes now, right? That's what we decided. See, I don't even know anymore. And I will talk to you guys on Saturday. Until then, lead with kindness and lean on God. Bye.